Okay, core work. You know, it's such a buzzword anymore. You go to the gym and everything you do has to do with core and cardio, and they use it almost like a punchline at a party. And basically, your core, it comes in 3 increments, and the lower part is going to be more of a coordination effort as well as strengthening between your lower abdominal wall and your psoas. So we're going to start with this. We're going to be on our what we call a horse stance. Natural lumbar curve, in line, head is in line. She puts the tongue in the roof of her mouth so it activates the hyoid muscles in her neck. And what she's going to do is she's going to diaphragmatically breathe, meaning that when she inhales, belly drops out. When she exhales, it comes in, pulling her transverse abdominis in, like the sucking in her belly button up against, like she's pulling it up against her spine. It's going to happen, but what it's going to do is it's going to compete or have a compression and increase the amount of stability here. Okay, so first thing she does, she breathes. She sets her transverse abdominis by pulling it in, picks her right arm, or right hand, and her left knee off the ground. This comes off the ground about high enough where you could just slide a piece of paper, holding this stability in this position for 10 seconds. She puts it down, she breathes half a dozen times, exhale, inhale, resets her transverse abdominis, and pulls the other foot off the ground. You're going to do, my suggestion is to do 10 on each side. So you do 1 right and left, 2 right and left, and so forth, and that would be 10. The next level of this exercise, after you are successful with that, and by the way, it may let go. You may not be able to hold this on if it doesn't. Reset it, finish the number of seconds you need, and go on to the next exercise. The next exercise, or the next level up as we ascend to the difficulty, will be, that was horse stance vertical, this will be horse stance horizontal. And so she sets her transverse abdominis in the same manner, takes her hand out at 45 degrees with the thumb up, extends the leg. This will be done simultaneously. Same thing, complete straight posture, lumbar curve remains intact, head is in line, holds this for 10 seconds, puts it on the ground, okay? When you set your transverse abdominis, if you need to breathe, set it tight, but not so tight that you can't breathe very lightly while still keeping this on. She resets the TVA, and now she comes out again. 45 degrees with the thumb up, leg is straight back, pull it up a little bit more, there it is. Maintains the stability here, 10 seconds, and puts it down. Again, this exercise will be done right and left is 1, you're going to go to 10. Okay? Now, the next exercise will be a pelvic tilt exercise. She'll be on her back, and this will be more of a coordination, turn a little more sideways. This will be a coordination between her lower abdominal wall and her flexor, which is really important. There are 2 different kinds of muscles. Don't have the time to explain it all to you today. Many of you already know this. But there needs to be a coordination because she needs to be able to stabilize with her lower abdominal wall while she's using her flexor with the weight of her legs to exercise and to coordinate. So she sits here, puts her hand underneath her back, right below her belly button, which is her L3 vertebrae, okay? When she diaphragmatically breathes and turns her pelvic girdle down on top of her hands to create pressure, so we know this is on, and then very slowly brings one leg up at a time to a vertical of her thigh and goes slowly back to the ground. Then does the other side. Right and left will be 1, just like before. This is the vertical. What we don't want to do is change this angle a lot. We want the angle to stay constant, and it comes up and down. So we are now using her flexor as a prime mover, keep going, as a prime mover while stabilizing her waistline with her lower abdominal wall and her transverse abdominis. Okay. Thank you.